You know, my dad was a really complex person, and he had a lot of parts to his story. As a young person, obviously, you don't always appreciate, all those aspects, of an adult and what goes into making them who they are. He immigrated to this country as a young person. I fought in the Korean War, grew up in Czechoslovakia. Very cold parents, they preferred his brother. So my dad had a lot of emotional stuff going on. He marries my mom, who just is so devoted. She's like a Labrador, just all in. And then they start having kids. And he drank. He was an angry alcoholic. There was verbal issues. There was physical violence. It was really hard. So I, spent all those 18 years at home living under that. I left home. I never looked back. I cataloged that whole list of all those things that happened and felt very justified for most of my life and really not forgiving him. Having that list of wrongs, and I lived like that for a long time, and God would kind of prod me here and there, but I didn't really feel called to address that issue until I went to redemption groups like 5 years ago. My dad died in 12, and we really never had an opportunity. He was not the kind of person that would talk and open up, and God begins a process, I think, of beginning to bring me closer to him. I'm growing more in my love for God, and out of that love, I really want to obey. And I'm not in a legalism standpoint, but how are you calling me? What do you want me to do? And really, the issue for me, I think, was God looking at me and going, I'm your Savior, but you've now accepted me as my Lord and Master, and you love me. Will you obey me? That heart of stone moving into a heart of flesh, and what I think God gave me was a wider view of my Father, who he was. Growing out of compassion and understanding came a place of forgiveness. If I look at my own life and what I've struggled with and how God meets me in that, did he do any less for my father? I struggled a little bit with, God forgives me, can you forgive him? I didn't interact with my kids the way my dad interacted with me. So for me, it was kind of a like for like. And I kind of have trouble going, well, my dad did this, well, I did that, God forgave us. The magnitude of all sin the same. I don't always wrap my head around that. But I think I can identify with him more as a parent. We are all broken. We need God. We can't improve ourselves. We can't make ourselves better. And I want that same mercy, so I need to extend that to my father as I ask God to extend that to me. I've gotten so much mercy from God. How can I not extend that to my dad? The fact that my dad is not around, it makes it challenging to deal with forgiveness. But one of the benefits of him not being around is he can't hurt me anymore. And so there's a certain amount of healing that goes on because you don't have the ongoing negatives that happen. I think God has taken away in my heart a need for like an apology and a justification, tell me why you did this. I think I know all those things. I started asking him to give me his perspective on the situation because I was really broken and biased about it. All I knew is what I saw. And God was really gracious to bring me, I think, his perspective, how he saw the situation.